a Mumbaikar, be it a fellow Indian or be it even a foreign tourist, anyone who has ever landed at Mumbai's international airport after a trip abroad can never ever forget the chaos, the sheer drudgery and the colossal effort it took to pass through this airport, which was completely dull and dingy. Well, many actually believed it reflected the infrastructure disorder of India's financial capital. There are some who have dreamt of turning Mumbai into a Shanghai. Well, that may take many, many decades to really happen. But what has certainly changed forever is the gateway to India's most vibrant city. Hello, I'm Tejas Mehta and welcome to Terminal 2 of Mumbai's Chhatrapati Shivaji International Airport. Breathtaking, state-of-the-art, and yes, aesthetically more than just pleasing. This is the sprawling, swanky Terminal 2 or Mumbai T2. Be rest assured, your next visit abroad promises to be hassle-free. No more standing in long queues to check in or that sweaty, claustrophobic feeling. Replacing what was once known as the Sahar International Airport after 4 years of toiling and 3 more of planning, this iconic terminal finally inaugurated by the Prime Minister.
This terminal is expected to establish new global benchmarks of functional efficiency and operational safety for airports. It also exemplifies our ability as a nation to build world-class infrastructure.
Built over 1,400 acres with nearly 200 check-in counters, it shouldn't take more than 5 minutes for business class passengers and 10 minutes for those flying economy to get their boarding passes. With a total of 130 immigration counters, the formalities will hopefully be smoother and seamless. For those flying in the city, the long wait for your bags now over. 10 conveyor belts can handle 10,000 bags every hour. But it wasn't easy for the GVK-led consortium which won the bid in 2006 to manage and operate this airport after it was privatized. An airport bang in the middle of Mumbai, surrounded by clusters of slums, many of them illegal encroachments.
How this became possible?
See, what you said is right, because this is one of the impossible things to build an airport here in the city, because we have 2,000 acres of land which the government has given us. Out of that, 50% has been occupied.
By slums?
No, part of the slums,
right.
And also the government departments,
right.
You know, different departments,
right.
Like Air India, Indian Airlines, other
right.
police stations. There are so many things,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And when they wanted us to build this, actually it was impossible thing. And also they wanted us to expand the existing terminal and also to refurbish and operate the existing terminal. Then you see, I was talking to Sanjay. This is only for 60 years for us. And after 60 years, I am not there, you are not there. At least the airport will remain. Today, whatever it is there here is only the effort of the people whom we have, and also our partners we have, and our stakeholders, everybody. They have given us a lot of support, and also they have given a lot of encouragement, and the state government, the government of India. With all these things, the effort to move people staying in this area, it has taken time. And we started in 2009. Within 4 years' time, we are able to make it happen. And also, people living in Bombay city, even today, 50% of the people, they are not aware that there is a new terminal come up.
Tell us that story. That was
No, I think
in our paper.
I'll tell you maybe 2 stories which are different.
Right.
You know, when we first took over this project, a lot of commercial establishments, shops, retail and everything else, So we had to renegotiate with a lot of people. And there was this interesting story where one lady had at least about 5 different stores. So when our commercial people called her to discuss, to shift and renegotiate, I think this lady is a 60-year-old lady in a sari, walked into the room and sat on the table, and immediately from her purse she took out a gun and put it on the table. So I think those are the challenges we had to face.
The Mumbai, no longer India's busiest airport, the 4-level terminal can handle 40 million passengers every year. Designed by a New York-based company, the architecture inspired by India's national bird, the peacock.
I remember quite vividly actually a decade ago when I was a print journalist. I had come right here along with a fellow reporter, and we were to file a 1,000-word story on what really were the problems with the old airport. Now, as you would recall too, being here today, I am reminded what made the old airport feel so claustrophobic were its incredulously low false ceilings, which were then covered with white wooden boards, and they had tiny holes to ensure ventilation and circulation takes place. But that's exactly they were so low, it made the entire airport feel completely claustrophobic. And look here today, we certainly have come a very, very long way ahead.
Compared to the new terminals at other metros, Mumbai's T2 is smaller in size, Hyderabad being the biggest and Delhi too, spreading over 5,000 acres. But T2 still bigger than London's Heathrow T5 and Singapore's Changi T3, both in size and capacity to handle passengers.
Definitely be much more convenient because I've stood in long lines for hours and hours, and the lines go all the way outside the terminal, and it's really not easy because I travel internationally quite a lot, and it will definitely be a big help.
I travel to Mumbai every 4 to 6 weeks. So for me, it would really benefit big time, especially because the immigration at the old airport now, old terminal, it's a nightmare at times. Depends on which time you're taking your flight in or out. But with this, whatever the statistics that I have read in the newspaper these last few days, it seems to be amazing.
We love India. We always travel to India. It would be nice to have a lovely airport.
But the focus not just on the airport's glitzy design and capacity. Crucially important, the approach road.
In a city like Mumbai, where most people spend a good number of hours simply commuting, catching a flight can often be a nightmare, especially if you're running late. And what adds to the tension? These narrow roads and unpredictable traffic. But now, this 6-lane elevated access road connects the Western Express Highway directly to Terminal 2, a 2.5-kilometer corridor which has cut down travel time from the usual 30 minutes to just 4.
Creating this whole setup within a bustling and a busy city was nothing short of an engineering miracle, because no aeronautical activity or traffic could be hindered for its creation, but it is ready nonetheless despite missing a few deadlines. But now that it will be open to traffic from 10th of January, one visage of Mumbai, of the international city, seems to be a step closer now.
While the elevated road is ready for use, Terminal 2 has only been inaugurated. The final touches still remain, and then it will be operational.
So who all will start using this terminal now after the inauguration?
Initially, in the next few weeks, once we open the terminal, international passengers will move into the terminal. But we have one challenge left, is that while internally the entire international and domestic is already complete, outside, on one side of the terminal, we have the old international terminal already in operation. So once the international moves here, we have to demolish that, and towards that side we have to build a lot of aero bridges and apron for aircraft parking.
One problem though passengers will still face. While all airlines do use the same runways, the domestic and international terminals are not at the same location. One is at Santa Cruz and the other at Sahar, 6 kilometers away. But come 2015, Mumbai GVK says will enjoy one integrated terminal.
That will take about a year's time. Once that is complete, even a significant amount of domestic also will shift here. So it becomes an integrated terminal, which will be much more preferable by passengers.
Coming up next, find out how T2 goes big on Indian art.